Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today you'll be joining me for something different. This is my first partnership with Volvo. This is my first press car from Volvo. It's the brand new XC40 Hybrid, or as they called it when it launched. It was the twin engine and then it moved to being the Recharge. Anyways, it's the XC40 Hybrid. And there's the mean dog wasting. Thank you, man. Thank you. Asshole dog. Anyways, this is the car. Let's do a quick walk around of the car on the outside. This is the inscription model. This has the optional 20-inch alloy wheels and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous car. Look at this beauty. This is the entry-level crossover from Volvo, and it has proper exhaust. Although I know the tips are bigger, but you can see there's an exhaust actually down there. And it's the same on the other side, which is a first because manufacturers nowadays, they kind of play with the exhausts. I don't like that. But here there's some proper twin exhaust, and for a good reason. I'm sorry if the car is really, really dirty. I washed it twice, once for the comparison video with crossover versus estate cars, which will be up on the channel as well. And I washed it, same. Look at the ground. There was rain and then there was sun and there was rain, and by the time I got here outside of Brussels, the car was dirty. Once again, I'm really sorry for that. I really did my best to keep it as clean as possible. The interior, although, is gonna be quite pretty. So on the outside, we've taken the walk around. You can see this is a Volvo from a mile away. It says all the design cues from Volvo. Again, from the back, it's the same. It's a very, very well proportioned car. And since we're at the front, I'm just gonna quickly go and tell you, well, basically that's where you charge it. It's here in the front. You just plug it in the wall and it's quite straightforward. I'm not gonna waste time on that. There's the cable in the back, I'll show you in a minute. But first, let's see the engine. We'll first go with the engine. Okay, we're doing this in one take, guys. This is a new format. As you saw with the Audi A1, this is a new format. I don't wanna kind of, play around. This is just a one take. Well, the engine is a bit dirty, I'll be honest with you. Nevertheless, very messy. That's the electric motor, and there's the petrol engine. I'm gonna tell you, this is a 1.5 three-cylinder turbo petrol engine that makes 180 horses, and then the electric motor alone is gonna make around 82 horsepower. All combined, the total power output of this car is 262 horsepower and 425 Newton meters, which is more than enough to move these humongous front wheels to 100 quite quickly. So this is not a slow car, but this is not fast either. This is, in the mid-range. Although for a crossover, I was quite impressed. There's the engine. There's not much to see, it's capsulated. I don't want to take all those out. You get the point, you get the idea. If you're interested, there's probably pictures on the internet. There it is, the engine of the Volvo. Now, before we move on to the interior, let's see the trunk space, because this is supposed to be a family crossover, practical. Of course, it is electric. And I left my bag on purpose here so you can get an idea. Well, this is a regular bag where I put my stuff, camera stuff, PC and everything. And as you can see as a reference, this is a huge trunk. You can fold the seats down. There's a ski hole there. It's a very properly big trunk. Plus you get extra storage here. Normally there's the cable, but for myself I kept it in the garage because that's where I charge the car, and you can use it as extra storage as well. There's my scarf. Sorry for that. And of course this is electric, as I told you, and it also has this, which you can press and then it pops. You can see, you get the point. Hopefully, I need to put it back now. Oh, I hate that. Now let's close it back up. It's quite fast. It's not very slow, it's nice. This also has some very nice spoilers in the back. I didn't show you that. That's optional, of course, as the wheels and everything, but it's well worth it. Now, moving on in the back of the car, it's just beautiful. This is such a gorgeous interior. Like Volvo, you've done such an amazing job. And I'm not just saying that, some people would say that because, oh, this is your first partnership, you want more car for them, and therefore you're gonna be nice. No. This is a properly nice built interior. The leather is nice and thick. Honestly, this is my thing. If the leather is very thick and nice, you won me over. I want quality. I don't care about gadgets, to be honest, in general, although this one has many options. But when you give me something that's well built, soft touch materials everywhere, although this is supposed to be an entry-level crossover, you know, like a Q3 or something like that, you know, like thick rug here with door bins that are quite usable, you know, of course electric windows, what the fuck, and heated seats in the back as well. Gorgeous panoramic all over the car, like, oh my god. Let's just jump in. So now the car is in my driving position, and as you can see, I've got all the space in the world when it comes to knees and toes, knees. Okay, I'm having too much fun. And headroom is just perfect. Like, I'm sitting so comfortably back here, and I wasn't expecting it to be so comfortable and so big. I was expecting it to be like a, I don't know, something like a. The X1 is a bit smaller, I feel, in the back, and so is the Q3. But this one is, look at it, just gorgeous everywhere, and so spacious and relaxing, and you get all the space, and the way the doors are cut out gives you even more space here. And oh my god, I'm in love. I really like this car. Tiny flag here, I like that. But you know what, let's move on. In the front of the car, please join me, because that's where things get even better. Now look at these doors. Again, same finish with the wood, Harman Kardon sound, optional of course. All automatic seats, we'll get into that later, but look at these door bins, how big they are. That's a proper 2-liter bottle, and it fits no problem whatsoever. And look at this gorgeous interior. Even get the flare here. That's quite nice. Yeah, it's a very nice interior, very nice car, very spacious. Again, the view. I'm really in love. Look at those thick seats, like, come on. See, I miss that leather. Proper leather, thick leather. That's what I want in my cars. Old school leather. Give me, you know, that smells like proper leather. Let's sit in the car, and you're so comfortable. Like, I'm properly comfortable in this car. Look at the way I'm sitting. It's very cushy. The seats are, you know, they're not too tight, but they're not loose either, so they hold you in place. You're very well seated, very well supported. Overall, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 sitting wise. Now moving on to the options. Of course, this car is fully loaded, fully loaded. We'll start here with, well, door bins and the code to enter Volvo. Let's not look at that. There are some storage spaces, cup holders, you know. Here's the optional crystal gear selector with everything, automatic brake and all that. Wireless charging for your phone, plus USBs and a 12 volt and everything. Here's the controls for the volume, for next song and everything. The drive modes are here, and then warnings and everything. You get the point. Let's just start up the car. It's quite simple. This is a hybrid, so it starts up as, well, fully electric, as you can see. You do get controls on your steering wheel for, you know, this is everything related to the adaptive cruise control, and there you get the voice control, the menus and next song and all that, you know. I'm not gonna cover, like, you know, automatic lights and everything. I think that's stupid in 2021 to cover these things. But let's look a bit at the infotainment first and foremost. So that's my average fuel consumption. If you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it when I drive, but basically that's my fuel consumption ever since I got the car. I've driven it like 99% in the city, no highway, so that's it. And I've driven it pretty hard. I've done my best to do a proper hybrid test, so I left it without charge as well. I haven't driven it only in electric because I don't think that would be representative of the car. Some people might not have time to charge it all the time and everything. So here we go. There's the average I got, and it goes down. Like, I was at 6.4, now I've driven it a bit harder, and it goes down and up, and it's pretty much, it's around 6 in town, which is amazing considering all the power you get. Of course, you get Bluetooth, you get phone connection, you get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can get those, and GPS and all that. Okay, that's normal in 2021. This is a list of all the features this car has security-wise. I don't know, do something, take pause, or I'll note it because there's just too many. Like, blind spot monitoring, you get safety something, reduce car, like all that cruise control that's adaptive. You get like cornering lights, you get collision avoidance and active bending lights, all that. It's just so many options. As you can see, it's full of safety features. Of course, this is a Volvo and they're known for those safety features. Now, this is to get back to the main menu, and here if you want to switch, you know, FM, Bluetooth, like quick centers like driving information, car status and all that. And as you can see, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are optional. Something worth mentioning as well is the camera and the park assist and everything. And see, you have the full camera 360. You can, you know, you have with the toolbar and everything. Like, it's a Volvo, it's really loaded with camera assists and features and everything. So yeah, that's quite cool. So everything is quite straightforward and easy to reach. And same for climate control. I forgot to tell you that that's how you control it. You can go more or less, or you can also close it and go heated seats and heated steering wheel. Same for the passenger. It's quite, well, easy to use. Those are the driving modes I'll show you right now. You can pick up between hybrids, which I used mostly, individual. I didn't go through individual, I don't see the point. Honestly, power, which is the one I also used when I want to drive a bit faster. And then you get pure, which is full electric. You'll see the car will stop and it's mostly electric. And that's quite nice if you have a full charge and you don't want to use petrol for nothing. And then you get the off-road, which for a front-wheel drive, and I don't really see the point, but nevertheless it's there. Maybe it will help you if you really need it. So yeah, this is the main view, the cluster, fully digital on all models, very nice. As you can see, it changes up. This is when you're in hybrid, and then in sports it's gonna turn to like a regular RPM thingy. So yeah, quite familiar. I like everything is well laid out, everything is very easy to reach, and everything is very well built. This is, honestly, I didn't know what to expect about Volvo, and I'm so impressed so far. So I say, let's take it for a drive. Let's see how it drives, how it responds, how it feels. Is it comfortable on the road? Is it not? And then we'll give it a proper score. Now I'm inside the Volvo. Let's put it in gear and let's go for a drive. I'm in hybrid, the regular mode. So nothing special so far. Let's see, I have a huge bump and a very bad intersection here. I have to get out. God, this is horrendous. Come on. And off we go for a drive. It's quite snappy. It will go, and I'm still here. I'm in hybrid mode, regular mode. As you can see, this is a very spacious and full of light car. It gives you a very pleasant experience. And personally, as a driver, I don't think I need more than that in any other car. I'm seated well high up. I get a commanding view of the road. It's very silent, it's very comfortable, and not only because of the seats as I mentioned, but this car is so comfortable on suspension. And this has 20-inch alloys. Like, in what world? And also it's on winter tires. Like, it's not noisy, and I don't know, it's just perfect. And the suspension is so soft when you need it to be soft around town, but then again the car is snappy, it doesn't roll much. You know, it's a very pleasant drive. You get everything that you might want, as I told you, option wise. It makes it so easy to simply drive it around town or even on the highway. It's very relaxing. You can see it's not noisy. I don't have to scream to talk to you guys. I could even whisper and you'd still hear me. Now the road is bad. See, this is a very bad road, and now this is a regular road. I don't need to scream. I can simply talk like that. It's so pleasant. Now we're in an electric, and if I put it like, let's go full. It will go. This is hybrid, so it's not full power, everything super responsive. It had somewhat of a lag. Like the electric, of course, it kicks in like that. It just goes like crazy. This, on the other hand, you know, when the engine is in normal hybrid mode, it's not as snappy, but then you don't really need it to be super snappy around town. Plus you get the electric, which is instant torque at any time. So the car is comfortable, the car feels good, it's very nice, pleasant on the eyes, it's not gonna ruin you, as you saw the fuel consumption. So honestly, what are the downsides? Well, one of the downsides, if you really call it a downside, for me would be that this car does not come in four-wheel drive anymore. So for someone who's interested in a crossover world with the optional four-wheel drive, you cannot get it as a hybrid, sadly. You could get the regular petrol version as a four-wheel drive, but not the hybrid, and that's sad, you know. But besides that, I mean, this car is so, I don't know how to say it, it's so complete in itself. Like, it's spacious, it's economical, it's comfortable, it's snappy and fast when you need it to be. And then it's a very relaxing drive around town or on the highway for longer journeys. I mean, I'm very, very happy behind the wheel of this car. I've got it for almost a week now, and I'm not tired of it. Like some cars, you know, you're like, I have the Supra right now. I have a Supra and a Corolla at the same time. I've been driving all cars equally, or at least try to. But honestly, if I had to do something like some work-related stuff, or you know, I didn't want to be bothered, and just I wanted to have a quick drive somewhere, and because I needed to get there, but not, you know, be noticed like in the Supra. I would pick the Volvo, like even over the Supra. Even if I wanted to, you know, do some shopping, I could have gotten the Supra. I didn't need that much space, but I don't know, I just got the Volvo because it feels right. And that's the crazy thing about this car. I'm not a Volvo fan. I don't dislike it, but I'm not like some fanboy. And honestly, I always thought there were good cars, but quite boxy and everything. You know, practical mom get about car. But honestly, I can see myself driving this car every day, no problem whatsoever, if it didn't cost 60,000 euros. Now, see, the price is a sore point, and it really will differ from person to person and country to country. But it starts in the mid 40,000, and this will go at 60,000 with all the options I mentioned in this video. So that's quite an amount of money for a crossover, right? It's 60,000 euros. Is it justified? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't feel like I'm cheated with all the options I get and everything. I really don't feel cheated at all. I feel like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, if you're willing to pay that for an X1 or a Q3 or any of those crossovers like a Lexus NX, yeah, sure, okay. But I feel like this is up there, if not probably one of the best crossovers I've driven, and it's hard for me to tell you. Again, I don't want to sound like, I told you, full disclosure, this is my first partnership with Volvo. This is the first time I'm getting a car. I'm not being paid to tell you that this is a good car, but I'm not, you know, I'm not forbidden to tell you that this is a bad car either. So either way, whatever I do, I'm good, you know. And honestly, this car has been unexpectedly amazing. And it's hard to criticize something that you like. And although I try to find some faults, yes, there are some faults, tiny ones. The mirrors are not electric. I mean, they're adjustable electrically, but they don't fold automatically. It's a small thing, sometimes might be annoying, right? Because it's stupid. You have all these options and then your mirrors are not electric. That's too bad. But I can live without that. Look at this beautiful panoramic. Look at all this leather and everything, soft touch material. Look at this space. Look, hear the silence. See, I'm driving around town and I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I don't have to scream so you can hear me. I'm very comfortable, the suspension is very plush, and it's not some adaptive suspension. No, it's a suspension, you know, it's very comfortable. And it's hard to hate on something that's so good. Plus again, it's quite snappy, and I like that. I like having 260 horsepower like this. Listen. I mean, it will go. This is not a slow car, I insist on that. This is quite fast, and you know, see the bumps and everything. So yeah, I mean, what are the downsides? If you can afford it, I say go right ahead and buy it if you can afford it. Because to me, this might be the best crossover I've driven ever. And it's hard to say because I've driven some very good ones. And I don't know, just it has something. It's classy, and it kind of fits both, you know, utility kind of vehicle, you know, family, get about, grocery getter and all that. But also, you know, it's quite classy. So if you want to dress nicely, go somewhere, I think you would fit in quite nicely. So it gets you that a certain exclusivity, although you can see XC40s all over the place. I don't know, maybe it's the spec, the way the car has been spec'd out to look. I don't even know. I just know I like it. And for me, that's good enough. Now I'm gonna give you some quick POV shots so you can see how the car looks when you drive it around town, and some acceleration and all that. But after that, there's not much I could say. I like this car. It's quite simple. It's as simple as that. I like this car. It's a good car, and honestly, I would recommend it to anyone looking at the crossover and who can afford the price with all the options and everything. Yeah, please look at the Volvo, because I think it's really worth it. Like, it's crazy. And you know, guys, I'm not a big fan of crossovers. And still, I enjoy this car. That's why it's so difficult. Because it's kind of clashing with my view that crossovers are, you know, they're useless. Like, why would you get a crossover? Get an estate car. Spoiler alert. I made a video about that, right? But I don't know, this car just feels right. That was a horrendous bump and it just absorbed it. I'm not uncomfortable. And again, I go on. Damn, this is a nice car. Now, if you like this video, please make sure to, well, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to, you know, share your opinion on this car, if you have something you want to add, or if you have any questions, make sure to hit me up in the comments down below. I'll be there to reply to all of them. If not right immediately, I will reply nonetheless to all comments, unless you like just want to insult me and say I'm a douchebag, in which case, good for you. I'll probably not reply to that, right? But besides that, if you have anything useful to say, make sure you say it. If you have any questions and all that, I'm here for you guys. If you want to support me, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. That helps us tremendously in getting cars and have more variety in what we do as reviews and everything. And also, if you have the time and you want to, make sure to subscribe to our, not subscribe, see, I'm such a YouTube person. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. And yeah, it's at EuroCarShow, like the channel, nothing different, simple to find. And hopefully I'll see you here next time and there as well. Ciao.